Hey guys, this is Hidden Matrix and welcome back to another video on my channel. And today's video is going to be another drawing tutorial. So what we're going to go and draw in this video is classic Tails. So it's going to be from the Sonic Mania Adventures one as well. So it's going to be a very cute looking Tails hopefully. So what we're going to go and start off with is make sure we've got all the equipment. So you need a pencil, ruler just in case you need to measure things out to make sure that everything's in proportion and the right size, and a rubber. You can either have one like this or one which is on the end of a pencil like that, and then just some colouring pencils like these. So what we're going to go and start off with firstly will be just drawing circles and shapes to map out the size and proportions of Tails' head. Just make a circle. Doesn't need to be perfect, just be a rough sketch right now. And then go and draw the body, which is another circle. Like this. So you have that all mapped out. So what we're going to go and do now is start on Tails' head. So we're going to go and start on his mouth area, which is at the bottom here, and then it curves out with some triangle spiky bits of fur. So we're going to go and do like 4 triangles. So it's one like this, and then it goes like that up here. And then once you've done that, curve this one up like there, and then back in, to then curve this diagonally up, and then finish by just curling it downwards. So there you go, that's the first part of the mouth done. And then what you want to do is just go in like this to eventually curve down, and then you want to join this bit of the mouth up. So once you've joined those two lines up, you should have something like this. So what you can now go and do is start off with the left side of the fur of Tails' mouth, and it will be triangles once again, up like this, then down like that, and another line down this way to then curve back in for the last one to go in like that, and then so actually we'll just shorten that one in slightly, and as well as that one, if we don't want them going out too far. So that'll do. And then what we're going to go and do is the nose, which is just a simple triangle like that, and it has sort of a diagonal line going down like that, and it sort of goes up like this and then across to connect it, which is the white area where the nose shines. And then we'll add the beautiful smile and cute smile that Tails has, which is a simple curve, just like that. That'll be a good enough mouth for now. I might change it later, but it's just a simple curve. So next we can go and start on with the eyes, and then we can go and finish off with the head, ears and his little hairstyle. So to start with the eyes, you go from here, sort of curves outwards, and then you go in like that, and then back down. So just connect that line and go downwards. And then we can go and do the next eyeball, which is just a little bit across, and then straight up, with a bit of curve at the top, to then go and curve down, like that, and just meet up those two lines. So now we've done that, we can add in the eyeballs, which is just a a very squeezed and thin circle. So instead of having the circle go like that, it's sort of going in, so you basically pressing it down, so it goes into sort of a cylinder shape. It's a curve like that, so it's kind of like a circle motion if you were to go around it, almost. And then add in the white glow, which is just a smaller version inside of it, and then you can just lightly fill that in for now. He's already looking cute with that eye. So adorable. I love classic Tails for his adorableness and cuteness. It's like amazing. Like the Sonic Mania Adventures animation that Sega did through Tyson, Hesse and his team, making Tails is just amazing, and this is the design that they made. So we're going to be recreating it and seeing how it turns out. So I hope your Tails turns out really well. And if you love Sonic characters and love to know how to draw your favourite characters from the universe, as you may want to draw Tails now, but there may be other characters you may want to draw, there are plenty of videos on my channel which are Sonic tutorial related, as I have a classic Sonic in-depth drawing tutorial as well as a modern Sonic drawing tutorial if you would like to go check that out. If you're interested and wanted to know how to in-depth know how to draw Sonic the Hedgehog. And what I always try and make sure I do is keep the best quality in my drawings as possible, so you guys can make the best Sonic possible from your ability and still improve. So we've done both eyes here, if you followed along. So it should be something like this. Try and keep them the same size. You can always use a rubber and rub them out, as what I'm going to go and do now is just use a rubber very gently on the edge, just to thin it out a little bit, as it curved out a little bit too much and I wanted it to go in a little bit more. That's always the advantage of using pencil for drawings instead of pen or felt tips, or even permanent markers like Sharpies or whatever, as you know, you can't really edit it once you've put it down on the paper. So it's always great to do pencil drawings, which I've always done with my drawings as I've grown up doing pencil. So I'm quite knowledgeable and advanced on what I'm doing. So next off, we're going to start off shaping Tails' head. So we're going to go from here and then we'll draw in his ear and then the shape around it. So we'll do that rough, so we can do a line, and then eventually we'll just rub that line out when we need to add in the hairstyle of the three sort of hairs sticking out, as well as the left ear. So we're going to start off from about here. You want to make sure, if it helps, just use a circle and go from this point and sort of see it curving back round to like this point. So you would sort of go like this, sort of use this as sort of a guideline. So sort of pretend you're drawing a line, and then you can start from here and then you go up, sort of keep it slightly diagonal, and go and draw Tails' ear. The circle that we drew before to give us a guideline on how the head would go can be used as a guideline to know where the bottom of the inside of the ear will go for the inside triangle. So we're going to go and draw the outside triangle, since we're doing a triangle within a triangle. I'm going to draw a line up like this, and then once you got it round about there, sort of go back in. I'm just going to change my angle of my paper so I can draw this line a bit easier. So it goes in like that. And then we can draw the inside triangle, so we'll go from about here. Try and keep the same distance in between the sort of orange bit of the ear than the white bit when you're going for both lines of the triangle when creating it. So go from here to about there. So I see this line's sort of connecting, and see the guideline triangle, sorry, the guideline line of the head sort of makes it easier to do this line when go down like that, and that should be Tails' ear done. For now, I might just change it a little bit later, but this is a good starting point. Next off, we're going to go and just draw the rest of Tails' head, so we can kind of just make things a little bit easier for ourselves when just adding in everything. Sort of goes down like there, and we can just sort of cut out lines, so that's kind of how it is, and then you can just cut through it and everything once you're done. So go for the ear, which is about there. Try and keep the line same, so when you're curving it out, this should kind of line up. Sort of does about there, so that'll do. So once again, a triangle curving down to about there, this line, and I'm going to curve it up. I'll just curve that in a little bit more, and now we're going to go with the second one, like this. It curves a little bit more down, and then curves back in, and then we're going to go slightly downwards with the next one. You can always go and start with the other line, so you kind of think where it should connect with, as we need it sort of diagonal with that one, and so it go down like this to about there, and then curve it back in. So that will do for now, and then what we can go and do is get the inside of Tails' ear now and start lining things up. So go down here, from there to here, and then finish it off by connecting it there, and that is Tails' head done. I don't think I've missed anything, so what we can do is start mapping out Tails' body, and then we can slowly add in the arms, the tail, and the legs and feet. So yeah, it's looking really good so far. And if you guys would like the picture that I'm drawing to follow along a bit easier, so it's there beside you as well as listening to me, then I'll leave it in the description for anyone who would like to do that. So yeah, moving on, we will start on with the body next. So we're going to go and do Tails' sort of stomach body fur. So we're going to go start from about this point to about there, so it's like doing triangles again, like with these. So it curves outwards like this, and then back in, and then this one will cut across slightly. I did that line a little bit long, so we'll just go rub that one out so it doesn't connect with the other one. That'll do. So we can just go and do that there. So this one will sort of go in, and then the stomach will start sort of rounding out like this. So it's a simple circle. And as you can see, this is sort of how we're going to end up. So we're going to go back to where we started. So triangle up like that, and then back down, and then like this with the next triangle, to then go and curve and connect with that line. So there you go, that is Tails' stomach done. We'll just go and make the lines a little bit sort of clearer and more rounded. So yeah, I'm happy with that. That'll do. So what we can go and do next will be the bottom of Tails' body, which is the orange fur, as we've done the stomach fur. So we go and sort of make it so we can connect up now. So we go up like this. So get the rounded feel to it as well. So there we go. And then there'll be like arms there, which we can kind of just have like that for now. But later on, this part of the body will have glove going through it, but that line is okay for now. And then up here you have sort of Tails' arm, which will be going out like that, and it'll be finishing off there. So it's very simple if you just followed along, as this sort of gave us the foundation to connect Tails' body and get the right proportions. If you guys are liking this video so far and enjoying it, then be sure to leave a like and show your appreciation. That would be awesome. And if you're new around here and really enjoy this video and would like to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join this awesome growing community. So moving on, what we go and carry on with is Tails' left arm, as it's quite simple and it shouldn't take us that long. So what we're going to go and do is go from here, and it sort of cuts in like that, his glove, and then it'll cut back in. Try not make it too pointy though, but it still needs to show that it has that sort of bend. And you can go from about here and then connect this up. And Tails has that black wristband around at this part of the hand, so we're going to go and do that so it's slightly in front of the glove. Just like that. That will do for now. And then we can go and add in Tails' hand. So what I like to do for hands, as I used to be awful at these, but now that I've got a better understanding through watching tutorials and sort of trying things out myself and experimenting, that just doing simple shapes like this really can help out, as this shape allows me now to map out where I need to put the thumb as well as the fingers, as you don't have to do a long line and hope it's fine, as you can just, there you go, you've got the palm of your hand there, and then just add the fingers on, etc. So we're going to go and do the thumb right now. So it goes like this and then curves. We will get rid of the line sort of going up there later on. I'll try not to smudge it as well. Don't press pencil too hard down, as you'll smudge your drawing and it'll be hard to rub out, and you'll leave that mark forever on it really. That's what I have a hassle sometimes of forgetting. So you can go like this and then back up like that with a curve, just like that, and you got Tails' thumb sorted. From here, sort of a curve up like that, and then that's where we can meet for the finger. So we're going to go round like this, make sure this bit has got somewhat of a curve, and then it sort of goes diagonal down a bit. To then sort of go up, and it curves in like that, so it's like an inner curve, to then sort of a line down there to curve like this, and then it should meet up. I will just change that proportion slightly. As you can see, it looks a little bit odd, so we'll just go rub things out and slightly change things. I don't know if it's me, but hands always seem to look really weird no matter how you do them. Even on pictures it can look strange. It just seems to be a really odd way how they can sort of come out on a picture really sometimes. But there we go, we can do the next finger, which is like that, just below the top finger. I will just go and make this line a bit darker so you can sort of see the gaps in between and know which line is which. And then we can go and do the third finger, which is just below it, just peeking out. When you're doing your drawing, try not to do as thick lines as I'm doing, as they're a lot harder to rub out, and it also goes slightly into the drawing. As you can see, I haven't got as much of a gap there right now, because I'll need to rub that out slightly. Next we can go and move on to the last finger, which is the pinky finger, which sticks out like this, sort of curves out a bit and then will curve inwards and meet up with this line. like that. And there you go, you got Tails is left-handed, and there was me before saying, oh, this will be easy. No, it certainly isn't. Hands always seem to cause a lot of difficulty for most people in drawings. That's definitely a tip, that don't think you're alone when it comes to how some features may be difficult, because a lot of people will find that they've got the same problem as you. But as long as you practice, you can only get better. So now that the left hand has been done, we can go and start on with the right hand. So we're going to go from the arm, from about here. Try not to make the arm too thick. Try and keep it a nice length. Make sure throughout the line that it keeps the same length as well. So from about here we can go and start making the glove, so it sort of cuts into the body slightly, like I said before. Sort of just round that bit there. And then we can go from here and round this like that, and it's sort of zigzagged like this, and then it goes sort of a small bit there, and then with this line slowly goes down, then curves, and then you'd be able to sort of meet it up as an invisible line there would meet that up there. So then we can go and sort of cut out that bit and sort of add in the hand area. Have that line ready for when we start the hand. So now we're going to go and add in the sort of the black wristband Tails has. So that black area at the end of the wrist before the hand and glove part. Right, so what you go and do is the same principle again with how we did the other one. It's a simple shape, so then we can get all the lines we need. So we're going to go and do it like this. And so what we go and do once again would be start the thumb, so from about here we can go down with a line, sort of showing the fold in Tails' thumb, and then it sort of goes down like this to curve down, and then curve back in, and then it'll go back, and then from about here you get that and curve that in like this. And try and make sure that you keep your proportions the same, so try and make these fingers and the hand in total look this sort of the same size and everything when you're doing things, so it just makes everything look right. So now we can go and start on with the first finger for which we start from here and just go about there, sort of cut in slightly, sort of really obscure curves on the lines that you can only just see, and then once you get around about, let's say about here, you curve it back in. To about there, and then once that's done we can now go and start on with the next finger, which goes from here and curves back in and sort of meets in the middle of this area. Once you've done that, we can move on to the third finger, meets once again in the gap between the thumb and the previous finger, but this time it'll be joining up with the finger, so it'll be joining up with the middle of the thumb. So if you go from here, so do a straight line and then slowly, gradually curve it down. Try to keep the consistency with the fingers, so try and keep them the same sort of length and width and everything, so then they don't look one bigger and one squished completely different to the other. And you can always edit things out if you don't like it, of course, and always try and make sure you don't rush things. Always stay patient. So if you don't get it first time, don't worry. Let's go down here with the fourth and final finger of Tails' right hand, and we'll do the pinky. So it goes up to around about there, and then it curves in, as this is going to be the bottom of Tails' right side of his palm. So that's how everything should look if you follow this drawing so far, from what I'm following from the drawing that I have for reference. So what we can go and start off with next will be the legs and then the shoes. So the line that we had before, we can now go and just create a gap by rubbing it out, and we can create the leg. So the leg should be a similar size to the arms, so we've got to keep that in mind. Let's go down about here. Try and keep it the same, remember. As always, if you keep things the same, they'll always look right and nothing looks out of place. Tails has got small legs. Poor guy. Actually, I'll give him a little bit more. I'll be generous. You'll be a little bit more taller now, Tails. So there we go, that'll do for Tails' right leg. And then what we can go and carry on next will be Tails' left leg. So let's go and get this line slightly just below this, as it doesn't fully connect. I just realised. Just realised right now. And what you go and do from about... So if we get a line down here to about there, we can then start Tails' leg and go down to about there, and then go across. Let's go up like this with Tails' leg. Once you've got the legs, we can go and start off drawing the sock area of Tails' sort of just before his shoes. So it goes up to around about there, and then it goes down. So we go from this line to about there, and then we can go from the top. It's got a line like this, and then it goes up like that. Just we'll put that up a little bit more. So I got a bit of really rough lines there. Hopefully it should be simple enough to follow. So then we can go and meet up the lines by just starting here. So have a small line and then curve it upwards to go down. And go like that. The same size. And then we can go and do the black circle, which is like the gap in between the sock and the leg. So you go from about here, bottom of the shoe, and then go from here to about there. Fill that in. There you go. We'll just go and make this a little bit less pointy. So once that's done, we can start on with the left sock. So we go from here, and a simple gradual line going down to about there, and then it sort of zigzags, and then it zigzagged slightly. So we'll go and just keep doing the same principle as before, and then we can go from this line and sort of curve that line, as then we can go and connect this up by doing a diagonal line. And there we go, we have the sock done. So we can go and add in the black part of Tails' sock, which just goes around that bottom bit of his leg, just like this. So finally we're nearly there, Tails. Just got to get your shoes, and then we can pretend you're complete, but of course we're gonna carry on and add in his tails, as that is his name, and it would be mean to leave those out, as you would never be able to fly again, Tails. You'd only have your brains left. Would you rather fly or have your brains, eh, Tails? I'd have no idea what I'd rather want. Fly or brains? Be like the brainy guy, well, you know, the brainy smart guy, or be able to fly. So what we're going to go and do now is the right shoe, so go from here. Just follow along what I'm doing in the video, down like this, and then a small curve, in like that. And then we can add in the line which separates the white colour from the red on Tails' shoe. And then he has a circle, which is where it shows the shine on his shoe, a white circle, which we can keep in mind for when we're colouring later on. So lastly, what we've got to do now is just get the sort of blue wrist, leg wristy thing. I don't really know what that is. It's sort of like what he has on his arms there, with the black sort of wristband thing. He has like a blue one on his ankles. So there we go, that's all sorted. So now what we can go and do is add in the left foot, which is the simple triangles with a bit of curve. And if it helps you guys, so you know that one foot doesn't look like it's lower than the other, you can always use a ruler to make sure that one doesn't go further than the other. But for this case, this should not be going lower than this leg, as this one is going at a diagonal line, while this one's a little bit more of a straighter and a less diagonal line than the other foot. So just keep that ruler there, just for making sure that we don't accidentally go too far down. And then we can meet this line with that line, and try and keep them the same length as well. And we can go and separate the red from the white again, and there's no white circle to add in, so that's all sorted. So finally, Tails, I'm going to add in the main feature to why you have your name. So I'm going to add in his tail. So to start off with, we can go from here, sort of a white gap there, and then there's another line which separates apart the two tails. As you can see, that's the left tail there, and then that's the left tail there, and that'll be the right one on this one. I gotta be careful not to switch, as I gotta redraw my line. There we go. So what we can go and do now is draw the tail, so we can go from here, and it'll curve up. Try and keep distance from the hand quite a big distance. And it sort of curves back in gradually. And then it will curve back out. Almost reminds me of like a bird or a swan, the way you do Tails' tail. The way it's just simply like, if you didn't fill it in, it would almost look, that's like the beak, and then that's the head, and then that's sort of like the body where it curves out, and you could easily like add a sort of a wing into it to make it look like a bird, but we're doing a tail, so we're not gonna make Tails' tail become a bird, are we? We're not in the drawing business to do that, are we, Tails? We're gonna make you look how you're supposed to look. And then we can go and finally just connect Tails' tail to Tails and his back there, just like that. To then go and just do the next one, which starts from about here then go back up. So a similar kind of thing we're doing here, and then just to make sure you don't go too far, you can start here at the top of his tail, and then go right back down, and then curve it back in. It doesn't matter that this line's gone too far, as we can just edit that, pretend that line isn't there, and then we can go back in. I'm going to rub that previous line. There we go, that's gone. So what we're going to go and do is start separating the white bit of Tails' tail with the orange fur. So to simply start off, we'll do the bottom tail. So it's just doing loads of triangles connected to each other, sort of like zigzags, just like that. And then this one's a little bit more complicated, so hopefully just try and make sure you can fit it in. So don't make them too big if you've got a smallish tail. Go like this, and then we can go and do the middle one like that. I think we should have enough space for them all. Just like this. And then another one like that. Yeah, we definitely have enough space to go and finish it off by connecting this last triangle zigzag like that, and there we go, we have Tails completed and his tail's done. You can finally go and fly and leave this video at any point if you wanted, or you're not done yet. Yep. And what we need to do now is fill in Tails' colour and add in extra detail. So what I will do off camera, we'll just improve the lines and I'll come back to you guys. So once you've gone and got rid of all your rough lines and excess lines that you don't need and everything, you should have something that looks like this and ready to colour. So what we're going to go and do is add in all of Tails' orange fur, then move on to his shoes and any excess colour that we need to add, which is like usually like small blue areas there and everything. So it shouldn't take us too long to colour, and hopefully Tails should look really good once the colour is put down. So I'll see you guys once you've coloured in all the orange, and you can slow down the video to follow along with me so you know which parts of orange need to be coloured in. So what I was saying before my camera battery ran out was that you should have something like this once you've coloured in all the orange of Tails' skin. And what I was going to go and was wanting to do was fill in this red shoe area. So what we're going to go and do is carry on with that. And be careful not to colour in the white circle where it shines, so just go around it as careful as you can, and then we'll go and do this one. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So that's Tails' shoes done, and now all I need to do is like that ankle tape sort of thing, and you need like a sort of a lightish blue colour. This will do. It says on it sky blue in case you have anything similar, and just fill in that gap. Just like that. Then go and do the same on the other side. And there you go. That is Tails complete. So guys, this is how Tails will look after following this tutorial, and hopefully you'll have something similar. So I hope it turned out really well, and that you got something that you're proud of and really impressed, and something you can show off to someone that you can really be happy about. So yeah, I hope this tutorial really did help you. And like I said previously in the video, that I have other tutorials on Sonic characters if you guys are interested, such as Classic Sonic and modern Sonic. I've got other plans for Sonic characters on my channel, as well as Nintendo characters, Marvel characters, basically just your very well-known cartoon characters. I have plans for in-depth drawing guides, tutorials on those, so hopefully you guys will want to stick around and look forward to those. And you can do that by hitting the subscribe button with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss an upload. And if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, that'd be very much appreciated. You guys are awesome. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, or week, wherever you are from, and I'll see you guys in the next video.